It is now December 3rd and I have to pick which of these books I'm going to start my Christmas Evil. It's not called the Christmas Evil-a-thon. Figured out the other day that it's called Christmas Evil because of Christmas Eve. Well, a little slow in the uptake sometimes, but I always get there. So I don't know which I would prefer to read first. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna read the first chapter or the first little section of each of these, and then I'm going to choose my first three, I think. Yeah, I'm gonna choose my first three and then I will reassess after the first three. So I've already read the first chapter of The Changeling by Helen Falconer. It's two teenage girls, although I think they're like 13 maybe, so I definitely think this is more middle grade than YA. And I think first chapter is them getting ready for a school disco. One of them finds an old locket that has an apparently long lost picture of her as a baby and her parents, and it has her name on it. And you know, this is quite odd, but can't think about it too much right now because they're going to a birthday party and there are boys, so forget about the weird picture with your name on it. Okay, so far it's good. So far I like it. Very Irish. I think it's set in possibly Mayo or Galway, somewhere in the west of Ireland, not sure, but I'm liking this one so far. So I'm gonna do the first little bit of all of these and I'll see which one I want to start with. Next up we have The Soul Collector by Paul Johnson with some blood on it. Let's go. Okay, this one's got a prologue. Okay, I'll do the prologue. Interesting. I just read the prologue for this. Again, some Irish stuff in here. Talking about a novelist called Mary Malone, aka Shirley Higginbottom, and her poor little cat is killed by the murderer. Off to a flying start, off to quite an action-filled start. I'll consider that one. That one's interesting. Very different to The Changeling. Next up we have Precious Catastrophe by Deirdre Sullivan. Look at the gorgeous cover. So this one, surprising, because this is the second in the series, and the first one, Perfectly Preventable Deaths, was from the perspective of Maddie, the witch sister. But this one is in the perspective of Caitlin, the other sister who she had to save in the last book. So that's interesting. I wasn't expecting that. I really enjoyed the first one, so this is also very definitely a contender for one of the first books. John Crow's Devil by Marlon James. Yeah. Already intrigued. The first chapter is called The End. In like 2 pages and very few words. This one's going to be brutal, I can tell. Writing is fantastic. It's set in 1957 Jamaica, and there seems to be a lot of religious imagery. It's all about a guy coming in and dragging their preacher out of this small village and getting rid of him. I think this may have been a mistake to read the first chapter of each book because I like them all. We have I Am Legend by Richard Matheson. Again, I'm interested. Robert Neville is the protagonist. He's stuck inside a house, and every night the vampires come and the women make him horny. That's what I've gotten from the first chapter. Maybe not one of the first ones I'll read, but I shall read it. Next up we have Harbour by John Linkvist. Oh my god, it doesn't have any chapters. Nothing. This doesn't have any chapters, anything. Oh. Just in protest, I'm only going to read first part in italics, called Sea Buckthorn. That was literally just a description of sea buckthorn. Next up is Hunger by Alma Katsu, which is about the Donner Party. Oh, we have a map and everything. We have fantasy novel. April 1847, June 1846. How long were they there for? I really don't know anything about the Dawning Party, really. So this is going to be an interesting one. I think the first three I'm going to choose are The Soul Collector, John Crow's Devil, and Precious Catastrophe. And I think the first one I'm going to read is The Soul Collector. I like all three of these. I feel like I could whip through this pretty quickly, whereas I feel like I would like to spend a little bit more time with this, and I would need to spend a bit more time with this because it is just the writing is a little bit more technical, so I'd have to use my brain for this one. I'll see you back here again tomorrow for another 5-minute video. Hope you're having a good weekend. If you're looking for another video to watch, you can check out this one right here, and I shall see you again soon.